in INEC.
What
happened? What happened? They look at the ballot paper and from EC8A that there is an inconsistency in the column, in the form. In ballot paper, they have 15 column for 15 parties. Yeah. From EC8, they have 19.
Which is not supposed to be.
It's not supposed to be. They're supposed to tally 15 there, 15 here. By the time you are recording the result, you put AA, PDP, AC, ADC, and so on. But where we are having there is a problem. And as at yesterday, Iaga, they have 272 observers. They have gone out on ground. They have given them the report, and they say they have seen people collecting Indomie, rice. You know, that's part of Nigerian politics. Yes, because they have weaponized poverty. People looking for Indomie, even if they don't want to vote for you, they will still collect the Indomie. And years ago, the former governor Fayose, he said something concerning stomach infrastructure. For a sitting governor to have mentioned stomach infrastructure, that means that they have one way or the other attached to feeding people with rice whenever election is coming. Now let's look at what is on the ground. We have seen in Afao, Ifaki, where people are now saying that they have started food buying. People write down their names and they will point to a particular destination, go over there, go and meet a party agent. And somebody, a physical challenge voter, specifically said that he came out to exercise a franchise. Now, she said that she saw somebody detailing the profile of people, and you know what will come after. But be as it may be, whosoever a particular election is on a side, we never talk. Because in Yoruba language, we believe that whenever you are hitting, you don't talk. So people that are shouting, maybe one way or the other, the results or the things coming in does not fit for them, they will talk. But let's come back. Let's be objective with what is going on. We have recorded a little bit of violence. We have recorded vote buying, and we have recorded delay in casting their vote. INEC still needs to do one or two things to make sure that for Nigerians to cast their vote should be a seamless exercise. For Nigeria to cast their vote, there shouldn't be a kind of violence. For Nigeria to do whatever they want to do on election day should be a matter of, let me go and exercise my vote. It shouldn't be a matter of do or die. And when you see any politician, they will tell you, this election is not do or die. INEC will call them 24 hours or 36 hours before the election day. They do normal thing. Yeah, they know what to do. They sit down and they started reading Riot Act and so on. After reading Riot Act, one way or the other at the back of the stage, they will still sit down and start ditching out money. This for the youth, this for the women, and they call it logistic. It is a pity that a political party will arrange for vehicle to convey the materials to a particular place
for INEC.
That is where vote buying starts.
Because then you have bribed the officials to not look into your lapses.
Whereas INEC has already collected this money, they have already calculated it in their own budget. But at the end of the day, nothing to write about it.
You see, sorry to actually cut you, sir. I was at Anambra elections, I think 2021.
Yep.
And this actually happened in a polling unit I went to. It got to a point the officials of INEC were very late, and only for them to come, and they came in with the convoy of a contestant. They came out from his car and then set up, and then people just, by the time the result would come out, we all knew what
will be the result.
And when they began to ask questions and all those kind of things, they begin to tell you the budget of INEC keeps increasing. So money was allocated for this. How come you could not something as simple as a vehicle yourself? Things like this keeps happening, because one of the things I'm saying here is the fact that things like logistical issues, which if you look at INEC's budget, even for these general elections, and which we are preparing for in January, and these current elections, it's running in billions, and things like this are not sorted. How then do you think credibility can come? And the bulk of those that are perpetrating this evil is not even the INEC chairman himself, but even those others that are subordinate in this office. How can this be curbed?
Thank you, Mr. Joshua. You see, in this country, there are certain family, their target is the civil service. There are certain family, their target is the judiciary. There are certain family that their target is the election. There are certain family that their target is the INEC. They have seen it as a source of their income. Even this subsidy, there are certain family like that. This is where we get our own income. They won't even bother if you are giving them any opportunity in agricultural section of the economy. They will never go. They have already known, the father and the mother, they have told them how to get money out of it. It's the same thing like INEC. I've written plethora letters to INEC that INEC, I want to work for you. Even if you don't pay me, I want to work, and now I have a political party, I will resign. And I will tell them that I no longer belong to this political party, but I want to work for you. INEC has never returned my letter. And there was a time I met the former chairman of INEC. That is
Mahmoud Yakub.
No. I will remember the name of this great professor.
Is it Atayo Jega?
Jega. I met Jega in Lagos. And I asked him a lot of questions. He explained a lot of things to me, which I started trying to understand that the chairman cannot know everything. But now let's look at what is going on now in our election, in INEC, in our political party. To sit down to have this peace meeting, some people, they know where to do it. In fact, they will be the one to call. So we are having our election next week. We want to use your hall. And you know that we have already told the INEC it is 2 million, but we are paying 400,000. No problem. They have already gotten their own 1.8 million. It's the same thing like all this money given to them, because on election day, people are agitated. They want to cast their vote. They want to go to the normal place to do what law says they should do. And the next thing is the NURTW, they want to collect their money. They ask them, where is the money? A particular political or popular party will be the one to pay. You will never see all those 1 or 2 parties to pay, but the number 1, 2, 3 will be the one to pay. And that is why you see NDC now with the chairman of the former Bayelsa State, Seriake Dixon.
Yeah.
He was asking whosoever coming to contest under NDC, do you have money? Do you know the meaning now? That to pay for transportation, to pay for logistics, if you don't have money, don't rely on INEC. And by the time you pay for the agents or the official coming, presiding officer and every other thing to the INEC, one way or the other, they will be attached to you. When you bid accident for a particular thing, they do it. It happened during the last election. Imagine for a one fat tall woman, she has never sat down for good 4 hours when they deployed them in Ondo State. I asked her, where do you want to stay? She doesn't know. She didn't know the place to stay. And I said, no problem. Let's us go and get you food. We got them food. So they started calling. But because of my conscience, that I don't need to buy you. Can you imagine now? So the only thing I can say is this. The INEC should be preparing 18 months before any election. They shouldn't do anything. 18 months. When we are talking about general election, INEC should be preparing 2 years before. And I will say it, I've been saying it. INEC chairman should be under the Mr. President. I would have suggested the President that INEC chairman should be selected or nominated by the second running mate of any president. Let's say, hey, or social party won this election, the number 2 next to the winner. That party should be the one to select our next chairman.
But that's what we also want them to put someone that will, favor them.
It should be a watchdog. Take for example, APC is the government in Ekiti State.
Yeah.
Let's say the INEC chairman has been selected by PDP. What do you think will happen?
Everyone will sit tight. But
everybody will sit tight. Everybody will sit tight.
Every man can be.
And APC, yes, everybody. We have our own tag price. My own may be 10,000, your own may be 10,000. So
Just like the vote buy rights.
that is justice. Now, if a particular INEC chairman has been nominated by PDP, and the National Assembly being controlled by APC, they will scrutinize him to an extent that for him to escape through, he is going to tell the National Assembly what he's going to do over there. And by the time he got the post, he is going to sit down very well. If somebody is coming, sir, you know our next election is, he will tell them no, because he won't know who is coming to set a trap for him. But whereby a particular president going for the second tenure, selecting the referee, even if you have 1,000 feet DR beside the feed, nothing will happen.
But then I was looking at it that we know to an extent that the judiciary should be the body in the whole Nigeria that should be less political. I was thinking that because a suggestion came to once that maybe most of the time the INEC chairman should be selected from the judiciary, let them be the one to pick, because those ones are the ones that understand. Just like the way CBN sometimes operates even without the federal government and all that. Sometimes we can also work on that aspect with INEC too as well. Though we know political influences will still come to play, but that will still be more credible.
A lot of things we need to change. Number one, we look at the constitution. The constitution needs to be amended. Or even if you look at the judiciary, the NJC nominating, selecting. I'm from the judiciary. You see what is happening now? You see what is happening? May God have mercy. We need to sit right and put the right people over. That is our greatest problem. I was discussing with somebody, we need only 3 people in Nigeria to make sure that Nigeria is working well. We should have a president with objective mind. We should have the Chief Justice of Nigeria who knows the law. And we should have the Inspector General of Police that does not respect anybody but the rule of law. When we have that 3 people at the realm of affair, whether you are a governor, whether you are anything, the next thing within 24 hours you are arrested. Everybody will sit tight. But by the time you are saying judiciary should select, are we not human being? Even the statue in the High Court, Lady Artemis, with the blindfolded face, at least she has ear. Somebody will whisper to the ear, Madam, it is my son. So that is it.
But then actually, before we go ahead, I would just like to remind everybody out there that please, the calling lines is just on your screen. So in case you want to call in, please just make use of that and we will be willing to hear from you.
Yeah, currently in Ekiti State, there is a struggle about voters' eligibility and status on how they want to locate their voting, and this still boils down to INEC problem. Where is the problem actually coming from? And the whole idea of the vote buying, the allegations, and the way they are treating the people. I felt like this morning EFCC came in early. So what's the actual work of EFCC in INEC in an election with INEC?
Thank you very much. You know the purpose of EFCC and the Economic Financial Crime Commission. You know, when you give money, you're supposed not to give this a bribe. That is under the jurisdiction of the EFCC. And there have been elaborated provision in Electoral Act 2026 signed in February that when you give money on election day, at least so meters, kilometers to the polling unit. The one you did yesterday is different from the one you are doing this morning. That's the purpose of EFCC. Quote and unquote, is EFCC doing the job?
Well,
you know EFCC emanates from the police.
Yeah.
And police.
But I feel like their responsibilities are different. Since they deploy security personnel, police personnel there, and they deploy EFCC, so which means their responsibility should be different to perform the responsibility based on why they went to why they go for the election.
Yes, they have different responsibilities, but one way or the other, the duties of these two bodies is one way or the other interwoven. Yeah. When you happen to be an official of a particular commission and you see somebody committing a crime before you, it's easier to be prosecuted than when somebody is coming to come and give an evidence. So if you are given money and EFCC one way or the other you are caught, it is easier, and that person will be arrested immediately and be taken to the to the necessary court. It's either federal high court or the high court of that state. Now, when an EFCC official is coming like that, and you want to give evidence, it will be easier for the judge to believe the EFCC official, because if somebody is coming all the way from Jos, coming to Ekiti on Friday, and on Saturday you are arrested by that man, and that man has never set his eye on you. It's different from me, who happen to be your neighbor, giving evidence. And that's the purpose of EFCC. In all these things, let EFCC do its work and let police
do their work.
The purpose of the police is to make sure that you are not beating the other person, you are not coming over there with a weapon, you are not carrying the ballot box, and they are counting it. When they are counting it, they tell you stay there 5 meters. You know, at least in each polling unit, we must have at least six, and you keep your distance, and the police will tell you stay away. EFCC will not do that. Even if EFCC is coming, EFCC will not come with EFCC uniform.
They came with EFCC uniform.
Some of them came with
but sometimes they want to, if somebody has already entered them that something is happening over there, they remove it so that they will be able to get you red-handed. It's different for the police that put on the uniform to scare you away that I'm here, don't do anything funny. So they have different purposes, and at the same time, like Yaga, independent observers, USA, all of them, they are there. Despite all this, Nigeria politicians will find their way one way or the other, coach, whatever they have, my laughy day.
But then, looking at what politicians will execute, I have two things I want to discuss here, and I need your reactions on it. Despite the fact that EFCC are on ground, we are still seeing a lot of allegations of vote buying. Now, the problem I'm having here is not even the vote buying issue. It's the fact that EFCC has not made one arrest.
Nothing. They have not made any statements. We've not seen any statement, no videos, nothing.
Whereas the people that are complaining of vote buying, some of them are even dropping video evidences. Yes, I know some video evidences might not be totally true because some could be manipulated. But then some are actually carrying vital info. Why is this always happening in Nigerian elections actually?
Thank you very much. In Ifaki, that is Ifaki 11 unit 4. Famata Daniel, he actually says something that agent of a particular political party was inducing people with biscuits and drinks. In Emure local government, St. Andrew Primary School, Ward 1, Odo Emure 1, polling unit 001. He said that somebody is writing down names after casting their vote. They want to go and collect money. Also, in Ilejemeje local government, Ilegema Open Space Ward 004, polling unit 05. Somebody made mention that particularly APC agents collected voters' cards, documenting their details in a book. Phone number, address, and so on.
So are we saying Azifash's accusation is true? No, we've not gotten there yet.
Yes, but he's trying to tell you something. Now, Yaga to Dr. Aisha Abdullahi and Mr. Matthew Atungu, he said that rice, money, Indomie, and other things were shared ahead of poll. When you had all these things together, let me tell you, it is not only APC, it is not only PDP, all of them. When they give out money and the result does not favor them, they shout. But when it favors them, have you ever seen any winner to be a petitioner in any election?
No,
never. But when you lose,
you definitely
go to the election petition. That is it. I've said it on several occasions that none of Nigeria politicians is innocent. All the presidential aspirant giving out money 24 hours before election is illegal. Whatever you want to do it a month, a week before the election. Let people go. In fact, I was even thinking that it is time for Nigeria, if we can do it, let's go cashless. It's less when we go cashless. When they want to cast votes, they should just stop.
Okay.
Just like
no network. transfer 6 hours before. Because these people, if they cannot see money within 5 minutes before the election, 5 minutes after the election, when they vote like this, they will tell you, where's my money? Hello, Joseph, we are coming to.
But they see a place where they can tell them to write.
Let me write. Let me tell you about politicians. As soon as they have won the election, they will never give you money again.
You can never get.
They will never see the money again. So by the time you rob them of that 5,000, 10,000, this 2,1, next one they won't vote again. They will follow their mind. By the time we do it 2-3 consecutive time, nobody will believe you again. You say, don't worry. After 6 hours, by the evening, they will open the network. I will transfer. Nobody will do it. They will go there, vote whatever they want, or they will reduce the legality. You can't eradicate it 100%. It's going to be reduced. Vote buying will be reduced due to the lack of transfer. Even they have done it in a way now that they have built a kind of is it a code or a kind of matrix on the internet that they will give you particular number star. Take for instance star 111 star 23 and you put your phone number. Immediately they will transfer. If it is 5,000 or 2,000, they will give you the card and you will get the money. You can see how we are developing ourselves in the line of illegality. We can't even think of coming down by building infrastructures, agric, election. So Ekiti election is not an exception. We need to sit down. We need to sit down. Call the INEC, reshuffle INEC, wash INEC, scrutinize INEC, and put somebody without any affiliation, connection to any politician whatsoever in that seat, so that we can have credible election. At least if we have 65 or 70% credible election, we are doing better. But the one we are having now is below 20.
Well, you know,
Joshua,
ask the question.
Let's gauge the security personnel on this election ground now, because Joshua, myself and Joshua were talking the other time, and there was a clash whereby ADC and PDP party, they were over vote buying allegation. So should we say that the security personnel are not doing their job right? Because in other words, there has been peaceful voting, peaceful election, but this particular word there is a clash. Can you talk about the security personnel on ground?
Thank you very much. Concerning Mr. Joke, concerning the security personnel are doing beautiful job. Very well, they are doing it. But there is no incentive for them to be independent, to do what is right. Now to move from Ikere Ekiti to Ado Ekiti for DPO or area commander, at least is going to need 20,000 naira fuel to go from Ikere to Ado Ekiti. Let's say he wants to stop at the front of Unad Gate, and to come back, that will cost him 30,000. Now for area commander, for commissioner of police to move all around Afao, Oye, Ado Ekiti, Ekiti West, and so on. What do you think will happen? A lot of now, if you're asking somebody's salary is 300,000 naira to spend 200,000 out of the salary on that particular month in an election whereby he's not going to be a beneficiary, he won't do it. Now for him to do it, he needs to ask the politician. Even before he asks the politician, they would have come. They have separate money for DPO, separate money for area commander. Now by the time somebody has given the area commander 200,000 and you are coming with 40,000 naira, he's going to say thank you, but it's not going to support you like the way it's going to support somebody with 200,000. Yeah. Now, for government to do it in a way that the security personnel to do their job, there must be a kind of incentive from the federal, detached of emotion, inducement for that particular area commander, commissioner of police to work for their own benefit. At least there must be a provision for commissioner of police. They are supposed to be at least helicopter on that day for commissioner of police to move around. Now area commander, they are supposed to be a kind of reporter that you can never alter the recording. He's going to put it on his chest, and that one will automatically recording whatever he says that day, anywhere he goes that day. So that is going to be, when he's discussing with you, he's going to put it on pause. And after that, he needs to go and submit it somewhere. That will culture him. It must not be off. And that will show that the man is doing the job on that day.
These are technique other countries are.
Hey, these are the things that we're supposed to put in order. But the only thing we put in order is this. They will go back to the INEC office to go and look for the wicketting and the broken table and all this plastic ballot paper. It is time for us to go digital on our election, like the way we did in NBA, Nigeria Bar Association. We vote on our phone throughout the whole country.
But talking about voting on phones, Nigeria is full of hackers. Top-notch hackers.
That is
I remember that 2019 election, one of the reasons why elections was extended by a week, general elections, was because of the fact that they said there was a glitch. In fact, I saw Adams Oshiomhole tackle Mahmoud Yakub then at the floor when INEC was actually given the whole report and all that, because then Adams Oshiomhole was still chairman of the APC. And then in the year 2023 too as well, we heard of glitches too as well, which is still a problem that happens. Now, if we are saying we should vote on phone, they are talking about glitches as regards the IREV. That is the transmission. If even Beavers is not working properly, because in this Ekiti election, we've experienced places where they could not vote because of the inactiveness of Beavers, which is still something we'll still look into. Now we are saying we should have gotten to a point where we digitalize our voting. But we know in this country, broadband coverage is not yet 50%. So how do we achieve such at this particular time?
Thank you very much. All our banks, what are they using?
Which is very true.
There's a way they corner themselves, there's a way they build firewall around their system. It's not that they don't want to hack their system, but people are trying it. And that is why you see every Saturday, one particular bank, you know it, please, we are doing maintenance every week. And it is time for Nigerian government to make sure they build their own special network. They don't need to use it's either Glo, MTN, or anything whatsoever. Particularly made for our election. In America, what are they doing? Are you telling me that Nigeria will have hackers more than Russia? Are you telling me we have hackers more than US?
We don't.
Despite all the plethora of hackers, they have a way to overtake them. You know, since the day a shooter know how to shoot a bear without patching, the bears has also learned patching. So when you know that we have hackers, do something ahead of them. If they hack, they should do it in a way of close hacking. If you want to hack, you can only hack units. You won't go and hack another one. It's going to be a circuit here. We have hackers. If you want to hack, you hack only the 500. And when you do that, immediately you upload. It's as simple. It is only that excuse me, we are not ready to do it. I'm not saying that it's not going to be a problem. There must be a solution for that particular problem and we move on. Is this all this manual one? I don't know, causing problem for they did. They caused a lot of problem.
But then let's progress actually. Dare Bejide, the ADC governorship candidate, says his driver was beaten and left bleeding after a physical confrontation at a polling unit. Abejide said he has reported the matter to the police, which was the case of violence that we've seen so far in the Ekiti election, the place of violence. And just like we said, actually police were on ground, everybody was on ground, but still something of this manner happened to a point that his driver was beaten. Are these things tenable in the courts, and can this something like this flip whatever decisions the court makes when it comes to election petitions?
Yes. You can come to the court, you know, Section 84 now of the Evidence Act, whereby any printout from your phone, from your computer can be tendered and it will be admitted. When you have the certificate with your oral testimony, you can do that. But let me tell you, I've once been in government. The way and the manner drivers of a particular candidate, the way they behave as if they are the candidates, the drivers, security, go and see what they are doing.
Sometimes they overdo.
They use the connection to the candidate himself. They tell girls outside that I'm the driver of so. You don't know what this driver has done that morning. Whether he has been giving out money and people say, we will treat your fuck up. So why They beat the driver, they did not beat the candidate. Why is the driver? And I know the candidate will have security.
On his own, yeah.
Why they refuse to intervene? Why only him? So now let's come back to the driver. Did he ever mention what he has done or what he refused to do that they were beating him?
He pointed at someone that was buying votes. The person was an official of the federal government, and then they called the councillor to work, and the next thing it became something extremely violent where he was beaten. That was his claim, which to an extent, if that person could beat, just like you said, what about the main candidate?
The candidate.
Yes.
I know maybe the driver, at least maybe he went to his own polling unit to cast vote, or he followed his oga, the candidate, to wherever the man is moving to, here and there. I don't know. But let's assume that he went there with the oga. What of the oga? Has he not spoken? Has he not interfered with you? And you know all these driver, all these middle people, the way they react to an issue.
Well, like they take extrajudicial activities for them.
Yes, they want to be the judge of the case. They might, let's assume that he has seen somebody, a federal agent, giving out money and say, don't you see that man? You know, instead of, you should use your sense by, is either trying to record or try to call the attention of the police over there. Mr. Man, see what that man is doing. EFCC, go and see what that man is doing. But maybe you want to arrest that man himself. You know, it would have caused a lot of rancor over there. So when you get to polling unit, it's always tense. There was a day at Ward 9, Unit 5, where I normally vote. Somebody came with a gun. Wow. People told me, Bada, move. That guy is coming. The young guy now is dead. They killed him too. He said, move. I listened to them. You know, it is my area. I enter one house and I jump up from another house. The guy came and said, where is the man? He said, he has left. He went away. You see, things like that is always tense. Somebody who ought not to have talked to you ordinarily will take that particular occasion to do extraordinary arrest, talk, speech on that day, and you will be infuriated. It will cause problem. So even if you want to buy, like if I'm going to any polling unit, I always go with 10 or 20,000 naira. I won't go with 200,000, because if you are arrested, the police will ask you, what are you doing with this money? So now if I'm going there, I go there with 10,000 or 20,000 naira. And if I want to buy any drink, I will say, please go and help me look for pure water or canned drink. I will never buy bottle.
Because of you understand how
yeah, some people will understand. Some people will even come with light weapon. Some people will come with bottle. Some people will come with all this hard drink. And by the time they took small, one way or the other, it will hurt to their action. So these are the things that particular driver needs to know. Even you are the one taking your master here and there. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing. Yes. And you should be monitoring your organ, monitoring your vehicle. You are not an INEC official that you will be the one explaining, arresting, or talk about what is going on over there.
So recently, you said the law enforcement agency, like the area commander and the DPO, should be given incentive to perform their responsibility, right? And now we are seeing from the commissioner of police from Ekiti State that he just intensified vigilance at sensitive places and locations to be devoid of vote buying and electoral malpractices. Do you think in now saying this at this very point in time still matches up to what has happened over the past few hours of election?
Yeah, you see, when we are talking about the election, when we are talking about that few hours from 8 to 2, whatever you have been doing for the past 2 years, the result is coming for that 6 hours. So even if all the police in Nigeria, from Abuja, from KB, from Niger, and they move all of them to Ekiti, politicians will still find a way to make sure they subvert the process that day. So even if the DPO, how many police are we having? 1 against 400. 1 police officer against 400 citizens. I mean, we are having, and if a police is going to a polling unit, police will go there with betting or
batons and all that to beat someone.
To beat someone. So, are you expecting a police officer who happen to be a woman like you, a flexible creation, to withstand me? Even if you say, Mr. Bala, will you stand up for that person? Stop what you are doing. And I say, I want to do it. What will you do? Is it to go and call somebody to come and assist you? And by the time you are coming, maybe I've already added people to myself, make it 7. Is it to go and call another 2 again? When you are coming, I've added another 10. So, no.
It's already young pepper scatter.
Yes, they have already planned. All political party, all these politicians, they make provision for guys, and that guys means something else.
Guys like.
But
let me ask this, sir, because I'm saying the fact that people like Bejide is not impressed with the whole process with his driver beating. You are saying Wale Oluyedetu saying that he's not actually impressed with the whole thing. Now, there is one thing we have been talking about in Nigerian electioneering. This issue of we vote today, INEC declares a winner, the judiciary give us a winner later. And we are looking at ways of reducing election petitions. Now, with this, we definitely know that maybe there might be a petition in the case of Ekiti State. But then, how do you think we can make this thing more credible so election petitions won't be happening consistently after elections? The way we have it now, it's as if voting doesn't decide anymore.
At all.
Everything has to come from the judiciary. And it's getting problematic because now we are saying that the 2 major competitors against the incumbent are not impressed with the process. And the incumbent, however, said he was satisfied on his own part. So how do we address this at this time?
Thank you very much. You know, I've said it earlier on that you can only see somebody who is not satisfied shouting. Somebody who is eating the pounded yam with sweet soup will never talk. Our mother at home will tell us, when you are eating, don't talk. Now, when we look at Oluyede, you know Oluyede is from Ekiti.
Yeah.
And Ekiti has the highest registered voters. In election, you strategize. Go to your local government. Go to where you are born. Please. You have more than 180-something thousand. Please, give me if you can get 150. The winner will not be up to 300 or 400,000 today. Because I know it is only 60% to 65% that will come out. So, leave the 400,000. Work on the 600. Go to Ekiti, where you are born, with over 100,000 voters. Do this, do that. Don't bother yourself on the where Mr. Governor is from. So. And you know, Oluyede happened to be a doctor.
Yeah, true.
Go to the Medical Association of Nigeria. Tell them that when you win this, one way or the other, the doctor will come to your side. Go to the nurses. Every to your branch chairman and all these things. And by the time people elite particular television today, give me that 6 hours. I will make sure I face you. And by the time you talk to a nurse whose husband happens to be a lawyer, she's going to talk to the husband. Yeah. You have gotten 2 now. The husband will go to the branch and talk to the chairman of the NBA. You have gotten 3. So you understand, that is how to do election. But these people, since a particular political party has already endorsed them as the candidate, they go and sit down and they believe about this money.
They don't do the campaign.
Yes, and they are telling them, I want to be the one to control Superb so that I can be getting contract in building new schools. Take this 500 million. None of them, I searched, none of them have never seen their manifesto. Now, let's now come back to election petition. The Electoral Act has already said it. No court should declare anybody winner now. It's either to go back and rerun again. So, all these voters voted, vote buying, and at the end of the day, the winner is announced, and somebody will now say, no, you are not the winner. It's either for them to go back again. And they don't have the money to go back. Even some of them, let me tell you the strategy they use. They make sure that a particular political party, maybe 001 party, having a candidate that will never win an election, even councillor or chairman of a local government, they will put him over there. And they will do it one way or the other that the name is not on the ballot paper. And when your name is not on the ballot paper, when you file a petition, they will nullify the election from here to heaven. So when they nullify, the winner will not have money again to do the second election. So those people that have already prepared for the second election will be the one, hey, let's scatter everything. Let them nullify, because they know that by the time they nullify, they will be the one to win.
Because they already have
because they have the resources. And it is after you might have voted 6 hours that your eyes will clear because of that 5,000 you have collected. So they are praying that when they vote for a particular candidate, in the next 2 or 3 hours, somebody will be asking him or herself, why did I vote for party 001? I would have voted for party 002. So they are praying that that election should be nullified. It's a strategy for them. Now, it is not left for you to permutate. How am I going to win? Is it the second or to go to the so. No election in the world, no election, I say even in America, is 100%. No election.
100%.
No election is 100%.
That's a very strong number, actually.
But you have to reduce the vote buying. All these things, you have to reduce them. It shouldn't be more than. But when you are thinking, you are expecting 100% election free and fair, you can never get it. Even the primary election in different political parties. See what is happening in PDP, APC, imposition call. They are calling it another name, consensus.
Yeah, consensus candidate.
Nothing like consensus. Who are the people doing the consensus?
But then we'll look more into all this. We have to just take a very short break. Immediately after this break, we come back and continue with our discussions. But then, as you all know, voting still continues. And yes, you can still do the call-ins at this particular time. But then let's take a short break. When we are back, we continue with our discussion. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Yes, Mr. Governor just arrived now. He has finished voting. He came to his polling unit at Okelele in the Kogosi area of Ekiti State. He has just finished voting, and he came in around 11:25 a.m. and he just left now around 11:35 a.m. Of course, people came out massively to vote for the candidate of their choice. He came along with his wife, Her Excellency.
Well, the report across the state has been positive. The election is going on smoothly. People are exercising their franchise. They are happy. Voters' turnout is impressive. And I'm so happy and glad that there are people listening to my call that they must come out and exercise their franchise, because there's a linkage between what is happening today and their future. So far, so good. Everything is going on well. Definitely, I am. And across the state, we are satisfied. But I need to also appeal to our people to be patient with INEC. You know, with all processes, there will be glitches. INEC has assured me, and I believe them, that all those glitches will be attended to. So I just appeal to our people to exercise patience.
Do you have any questions? Access the field. Do they attend to you very well? How will you access their performance? The electoral officers.
I think it's a lot of the mic, so I would like to due respect. Just point your mic, so that means logically they are actually performing. That's what I can say.
Thank you very much. Do you have any questions?
Let's not tire the
Thank you. Behind me here are the good people of Ekiti from Ward 6, Unit 3. They've been on queue to perform their franchise far back an hour ago. Based on this, we try as much as possible to ask questions why people are online early before the time. Now, this is Ward 6, Unit 3, Okelele in Ekiti. This is the place where the incumbent governor votes in person of Governor Oyebanji. Dear viewers, we are going to be giving you the latest as regards the issue of voting. We've spoken with the INEC officials and they've made us realize that everything is intact for the success of the voting program exercise. Now, please, ladies and gentlemen, we will continue to give you the update as regards this issue. Thank you.
Very optimistic to vote for our sons of Ekiti, Abiodun Abayomi Oyebanji, the present governor of Ekiti State, because he has been good to the people of Ekiti State at large. So we love him, we cherish his character, his attitude. So this is why we are here before the time, so that we'll be able to vote massively for him. We are now at the front of Oyebanji's compound in Okelele, Ekiti State, Ekiti State.
I want to vote today, earlier. So that is why I come here earlier for the vote. Because the vote is very, very important because of our son.
Definitely, we are going to be giving you how the whole show is going here at Ekiti. Once again, dear viewers, my name is Temitope Adedeji, reporting for you from KAFTAN Television. Thank you.
Move back.
Alright, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the report we just played to you. Then it's time to return straight to our discussions. And we have been having discussions on the progress reports of this election, and we have been with Barrister Bada Matthew discussing about the whole issues around these Ekiti elections and the developing stories that has been happening. And yeah, we are seeing popular journalists also talking about the fact that there are beavers issues in Nigeria as we speak, and many are already talking about the fact that we must not hear technical glitch in 2027. But then these beavers issues, it has been over the years. At the time 2015 elections, that was PVC then, but from 2019 till date, it seems there is no total solution to these beavers. No, we know machines sometimes can malfunction. But then, when it's becoming very consistent that at least at every election, beavers, is it time we just rechange strategy, just to ensure that at least we don't have such kind of glitch in our electionary system in Nigeria, as we speak?
Yes, thank you very much. As you have said, it is time. It is time to change it. You know, I've said it earlier on that whenever we are having an election, INEC will just go back to defeat. After the election, they drop the beavers anyway.
So you don't upgrade the machines?
Yes, every 4 years we have election. INEC should have property where all these beavers needs to be kept safely, cool, or at least room temperature place to put it in a order abiding to use in the next 4 years. A month before, we should be able to, do all these upgrade and do all the necessary things. And it is time for us to have. Take for example, if we are having 01 unit 1, we should have two beavers. So if that one is not working, you pick another one. Or they should do it in a way whereby we have extra. If this one is not working, like Ekiti, they should have like the extra. Within 2 to 3 minutes, all the program should be uploaded to blank beavers and start using it. I won't blame my neck on that. Even our phone sometimes is either crash, down, or whatever, because that is technology for you.
Oh, I'm seeing a developing story right now. I'm seeing that EFCC officials storms Governor Oyinbanji's polling units.
Oh, wow.
We can't really see what is happening there right now.
That's such a development.
It seems to be funny development. And I think what the story is saying is that concerns over alleged vote buying in the ongoing governorship election. Now, this is at the polling unit itself of the governor.
You see, I've said it earlier on, whereby a particular unit is meant for any candidate. They believe this is my unit. It's going to be absurd. It's going to be an insult for another candidate to win over me in my own unit. So, they want to do it in a way, if possible. If somebody has voted for another party, take for example PDP, if possible for them, they can remove to Oyebanji. That is African mentality. That this is Oyebanji's place. You dare not cross your boundary. But it's never like that. Somebody will be there that is for PDP, or for ADC. But they don't see what happened in Akure during the primary election of APC, whereby a particular candidate of the National Assembly was shot at, just to show that we are for so particular person. It shouldn't be so. It is time for us that we develop ourselves to a state that we need to imbibe this character that election is about buying people not through money but through speech and campaign.
Okay, let's talk a bit about, sorry to actually cut you. I want to talk about turnout of people.
Yeah.
Because one of the biggest problem has been voter apathy over the years, not just Ekiti elections. We know elections in Nigeria generally, voter apathy. But when we started, I remember you said something about the fact that some have relocated.
Yes.
Some have died.
Yes.
Now, and most elections we still maintain the same of registered voters, yes, in a particular location. And before you came, there was a guest, and we talked about automated upgrading, so that we know this one has left here. This person, though there's INEC revalidation, but it's not as effective as possible. Till today, the statistics we still have of Ekiti's population is 2.3 million, which is something that came from the census of 2006. This is 20 years after. If you ask us, we still tell you 2.3 million. Now, with things like this happening, and now we are talking about voter numbers, we've seen people like Bamidele, AOD, Center Bamidele hailing the turnout of people. We've seen at multiple polling units where even some people have attested to the fact that people actually came out to vote. But then, over the years, how do you think we can improve people's participation in election? Taking, for example, things like Ekiti election particularly.
Thank you very much. You know, in 2023, we have 987,647 registered voters. But as of yesterday, we have over 1.3 million. That shows that people, they really have interest in voting for whosoever that will lead them for another 4 years in Ekiti. And if you look at one Adeshola Bello in Ifaki, a physically challenged voter, 20 years.
Wow.
So maybe she just registered 20 years. So, you know,
because
she registered 2 years.
Just 2 years
she didn't vote 4 years ago. Now she came out. And I've read it this morning that you see, I've even seen the picture evidence whereby aged people, they came out.
Yes, sure.
So concerning Ekiti, this election, I think people, they really came out to come and vote. But the only thing I'm trying to get myself convinced about is, are they really allowed these people to vote for their choice? That is the only question. But for this election, people, they really came out. And if you have allowed them, and you allow the voter to select their leader for the next 4 years, next one will be more than 3 million. And I know since year 2006, that's the last census, Ekiti would have tripled now.
At least it should be around 6 million.
Yeah, it should be around 6 million. So if 1 million voters are the one dictating for the 5 million, it's just an insult to the 5 million. At least they should have between 4 to 5 million registered voters. Got children below 18. And I know among the 1.3 million, something like 100 to 150 died, unable to come out, traveled. You know, all this jackpot syndrome, then some of the youth, they would have gone. And some will be in Lagos because fuel is 1,200 and something now. For them to come down, it will be very difficult. Even in Ondo here, where I stay is about 10 kilometers to where I fought. For me to go, I actually bought a bike for all those kind of journey. I will go. And I will buy fuel. I will even take some of the people to follow me if I'm so for me now to take my wife to go to that place will cost me nothing less than 3,000 or 4,000. Some people will never bother to go out. And some people have seen today as a day to watch the cloth, to press phone, and gist.
At least even now we get together as a even
in some area you see people sitting down together drinking, whining today, and they will say, "Want many to my wallet." You know all these things.
That's the story.
That's it.
Yes.
Yes.
So they should make it a way that it is easier for people to cast their vote. And when they came out, you should make it for people to say, truly, they follow what we did. In a situation whereby people, they are voted for a particular candidate, and at the end of the day, one way or the other, you know, how to say, inconclusive, and next tomorrow, as time go, people started losing interest. And a little bit we want to just announce, let's continue with our life. people will not come out in the next election.
So with this whole electoral malpractice, varying clashes and glitches here, business problem and INEC credibility, do you think for 2027 general election there should be Electoral Act amendment?
Electoral amendment, it will take time. We have few months and it's going to be difficult. It's a tedious because we are operating within constitution and it's not a matter of whereby the National Assembly will just sit down and say you support nay, you support no. So some committee will sit down on constitutional amendment. They will now tell you what to do on that particular electoral. We just amended our electoral in February year 2026. No, making laws is never our problem. Do you know that Nigeria we have law on malaria?
Yeah.
We have law virtually on everything. So making laws is never our problem, but the spirit, to follow the spirit of the law, that is the major problem. So on this, the government need to do the needful. And the needful is to make sure that the votes count.
Well, vote counting and all those kind of things. I think vote counting has even started in some local government already in Ekiti.
Yes.
I'm already seeing results on some pages, actually, even on Twitter. We are seeing what many of you are posting. But then we still wait for what they are going to give to us because voting still continues.
You can't follow what they are doing.
2:30, we are following up. But then, before we...
And a news is just coming in right now, and we see that APC and ADC supporters fight allegedly dirty over the vote buying in Ilawe, Ekiti.
This party.
Now, and this guy is really wounded.
Yeah. But then, looking at it, earlier we were still looking at a news story, which I think we did not even look at while we are all talking all through. So I think I want to go back to that conversation.
Okay.
We'll discuss it with Samson.
Yes.
But I think let me bring it here. At least, thankfully, we have a legal practitioner here. Amotekun was not permitted to perform their security duties in this election. It's just NSCDC, the police, or maybe the
federal deployment.
Federal deployment only. And yes, we know state police is coming up very soon. And if state police is coming up, we know vividly well that subsequently state police officials should be the ones to, man those duties. Amotekun is more like a state police too as well. But they were not permitted.
They were bad.
Why do you think this is happening?
Yeah, you have already said it the other time that whosoever that is blowing the trumpet will be the tune. The master will be the one to control. Governorship, National Assembly, presidential election belongs to the federal government. So the federal government can call whosoever he wants.
Even though if there is state policing.
Already state policing factors?
Yes. INEC, unless you want to conduct councillor, which is local government, that the state have power to control. But when we're talking about the governorship election, it's the federal, which is INEC. We have state INEC. Now, if INEC, the federal agent, likes to call Amatekun, they would have called Amatekun. And all this thing is about politics. They don't want Amatekun to be feasible in Nigeria politics. The kind of the action performed by the late Governor Akeredolu.
Yeah.
Before we have Amatekun.
A lot of.
But let me now tell you, Amatekun is working underground. I know. Amatekun is working underground. I'm not in Ekiti, but I know Amatekun is working underground. Before election, after election, Amatekun is monitoring the movement and everything about the people in different locations. So Amatekun may not be there physically. Amatekun might have not been giving money to do all this monitoring. Do you know that all these civil defense, Nigerian army, they are part of the election? They may not call their name. DSS, they are part of it. But the only feasible agent happen to be police. So that is it. Amatekun is part of it, but they may not call Amatekun to the front stage.
They will not call Amotekun to the front stage. But that's kind of scary and strange. But then results are creeping. I want to just take, because we are about to end this our discussion actually before we leave to other reports that are actually happening out there. But then, personally, you've viewed what has happened over time in this election. What would be your personal predictions if you were to predict? Though we know that they have already termed this election as it's going to be within the 3 ox race, looking at the governor himself, Bao, who we know as Biodo Oyebanji. We've had people like Bejide from the ADC, who happens to be
Oluyede PDP.
And then Oluyede PDP.
As a doctor from Ekiti, Ekiti.
Personally, who do you think this whole election favors? What's your own personal predictions from your own end?
Don't let me deceive myself. And I don't think I'm sitting down here to deceive you too. You only change a weak player. The remaining 13, have they done, have they said, have they shown anything that they can perform more than the present and incumbent Biodo Oyebanji of APC? Have they? I'm asking. They have none. I'm hearing about Oluyede as a doctor for the first time. What has he done concerning medical ward?
In the States.
What about Oyindare Patrick, ADC? Most of these people, they just want to be popular so that they know. Even if you ask them, they will say, by the time we do it first time, maybe next one we are going to win. Because they know that the next election will be more flexible than this. You know, Oyebanji is not going again. So they are going to contest with a newcomer. So whatever they are doing, they are just doing it. So don't let us deceive ourselves. If you want to see any candidate that I so much love, I study the family. I study family of any candidate. How have you been doing? There's one particular governor in Ondo State. I want him anytime he send me on an errand from Ibadan then to Akure will be around 2.5 to 3 hours. As I'm dropping at Futa Gate, he goes with me. So when he now said, I want to contest, I followed him. I used my resources and I'm still carrying whatever the man taught me then. And that is why where I was as education secretary in Ondo West local government, I've left now 2 months ago. I'm building schools. I'm using my I'm dishing out solar to school. I did not tell anybody. What are they doing privately? It's not what you are saying. So if you are saying he's going to win, let's go to their street. How many culverts? How many roads? How many schools? Go to their former school. What have they done?
To that place.
Check their staff. That particular doctor, check their staff. How many surgery has he performed? I'm talking about countless surgery every year. It is not a matter of 2 years when you are contesting for a particular post that you start telling people, you start dishing out to Indomie, you start giving people rice. What have you been doing 15 years since you are called to the bar, since you have become a doctor? It is not a matter of when you want to become a governor, you open a Facebook address and you started telling people it is now time to dish out your email. How many people have been calling you 4 or 5 years ago and you answer them? So I've never seen over and above what Oyebanji has been doing. I see Oyebanji when
well,
that's quite a prediction.
A lot of people actually are. Even Ayo Fayose agrees with you because he predicted
something like that 5 days ago. That time for Ekiti people to repeat for what he has done. And Oyebanji is the cool-headed governor.
Thank you so much, sir, for being a part of this discussion. We really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
It's nice having you to discuss with us, putting us even through some legal perspectives to many of these things. I think that's a perspective we really needed in this discussion today.
Yes, that's been an enlightening discussion. We've examined voter participation, assessed reports from the field, listened to feedback from citizens, and analyzed overall conduct of election so far. Our thanks to our guest analysts for sharing valuable insights with us throughout this segment. Thank you so much, and we are really, really grateful.
Well,
Move back, move back. Move back, move back. Move back, move back.
Behind me here are the good people of Ekiti from Ward 6, Unit 3. They've been on queue to perform their franchise far back an hour ago. Based on this, we try as much as possible to ask questions why people are online earlier before the time. Now, this is Ward 6, Unit 3, Okelele in Ekiti. This is the place where the incumbent governor votes in person of Governor Oyebanji. Dear viewers, we are going to be giving you the latest as regards the issue of voting. We've spoken with the INEC officials and they've made us realize that everything is intact for the success of the voting program exercise. Now, please, ladies and gentlemen, we will continue to give you the update as regards this issue. Thank you.
We are very optimistic to vote for our sons of Ekiti, Abiodun Abayomi Yebanji, the present governor of Ekiti State, because he has been good to the people of Ekiti State at large. So we love him, we cherish his character, his attitude. So this is why we are here before the time, so that to vote massively for him. We are now at the front of Yebanji's compound in Okelele, Ekiti State, Ekiti State.
I want to vote today, earlier. So that is to come here earlier for the vote. Because the vote is very, very important because of our son.
Definitely, we are going to be giving you how the whole show is going here at Ekiti. Once again, dear viewers, my name is Temitope Adedeji, reporting for you from KAFTAN Television. Thank you.
Says the POs, they attend to you very well. How will you assess their performance? The electoral officers.
I think it's a lot of due respect. Just point your mic. That means logically they are performing, they are actually performing. That's what I can say.
Thank you very much, sir. Do you have any questions? Access.
That nobody will be disenfranchised, that everybody that has come out will vote. But people also need to cooperate with INEC and encourage them and be patient. Well, we have a 30-year development plan that we are implementing, so we go on with the implementation of that plan. Well, he who alleges must prove. So it's in the realm of an allegation. We should, if the processes work well and everybody votes, we should cross that mark. With what I'm saying here today.
From Ikogosi in Ekiti State, Temitope Adedeji reporting for KAFTAN TV News. Yes, Mr. Governor just arrived now. He has finished voting. He came to his polling unit at Okelele in Ikogosi area of Ekiti State. He has just finished voting, and he came in around 11:25 a.m. and he just left now around 11:35 a.m. Of course, people came out massively to vote for the candidate of their choice. He came along with his wife, Her Excellency.
Well, the report across the state has been positive. The election is going on smoothly. People are exercising their franchise. They are happy. Voters' turnout is impressive. And I'm so happy and glad that there are people listening to my call that they must come out, and exercise their franchise, because there's a link between what is happening today and their future. So far, so good. Everything is going on well. Definitely, I am. And across the state, we are satisfied. But I need to also appeal to our people to be patient with INEC. With all processes, there will be glitches. INEC has assured me, and I believe them, that all those glitches will be attended to. So I just appeal to our people to exercise patience. They have told me that nobody will be disenfranchised, that everybody that has come out will vote. But our people also need to cooperate with INEC and encourage them and be patient. Well, we have a 30-year development plan that we are implementing, so we go on with the implementation of that plan. Well, he who alleges must prove. So it's in the realm of an allegation. We should, if the processes work well and everybody votes, we should cross that mark. With what I'm saying here today.
From Ikogosi in Ekiti State, Temitope Adedeji reporting for KAFTAN TV News.
Welcome back from that short break. It's been a busy and eventful day so far as voters across Ekiti State continue to participate in this important democratic exercise. Over the last several hours, we've examined the state governance history, reviewed past elections, analyzed developments from polling units, and heard directly from voters and stakeholders across the state.
Indeed, it's been quite an engaging day, and while the voting process may be gradually winding down in some areas, the election story is far from. The next phase will be just as important, and we examine turnout figures, collection activities, and the broader implications of today's exercise. In fact, for those who will want to listen, results are trickling down already, because in some places voting has stopped, counting and collation has started already. And yes, I'm already seeing some numbers. I'm seeing this one here. What did I have to tell people? Don't believe totally what you see on social media. Calm down. Because at the end of the day, when the whole thing begins to happen, when INEC begins to declare, we will see. But then, one thing we'll be looking at later on this program is the effectiveness of the IREV.
Yeah.
I think I'm one of those that wants to see.
That's true. We've not spoken deeply about IREV since morning. Like
we'll get there.
Okay.
Because I know that one is more important to a lot of people than whatever the election is talking about.
Because it's going to be like, this is like a litmus test. I mean, what are going to see in the Osho State election and in the 2027 election, if this thing IREV is going to work.
Well, if the IREV is going to work, well, we'll see it here. And Amupiton should really be very, very wary of whatever will not make the IREV work this time around. It must work, because a whole lot of people actually are waiting for this. We watched what happened in Anambra.
Yes.
Now we want to watch what will happen in
Ekiti State.
And we also want to watch what will happen in Osun State. Do you know that as we speak, by-elections too are happening? So
in some other areas.
Because even in those states, senatorial-wise, some elections are happening. So we need to understand these things holistically, so we know what to expect by the time it's 2027, which is the grand finale of whatever elections we're having in this country, because that determines who is going to be the head of this country. But then before we actually round off, I want to even look at this issue of vote buying.
Okay.
I think we talked a lot with Bada.
Yes.
And honestly, to an extent, he said something. He said we can't totally eradicate it,
but it can be brought to minima. Literally eradicate it. True. There's a part where he spoke about we putting them on a very high scale and disappointing them at some point. Okay, we are promising you this and we did not give you this. But I felt like, don't you think it will actually reduce voters turnout? Don't you think it will reduce the place of trust in the governance? What do you think?
Well, I think a lot of things, but then we have to just let this go and pen it for the next discussion.
Yes, and that's why we'll be a short break from our live studio discussions, but our team remain on the ground monitoring development and gathering updates. When we return later this afternoon, our focus will shift on a deeper analysis of votes turnout and the performance of INEC throughout today's exercise, and what the emerging trends may mean for future elections in Nigeria.
And yes, we will also be discussing a lot actually. We'll also even look at things like the Osun State election on August 8, 2026, the road to the January 16, 2026 general elections, and other key electoral matters shaping the nation's democratic future. So wherever you are, stay with us. There's still much more to come. I am Joshua Ionede.
And I am Ajoke Helen Akintimuye. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys.
Back.